In less than a month, parents of kids 17 and younger will either get $250 or $300 per kid per month from the IRS. The child tax credit is an advance payment on what would be a tax credit in 2022. There are all kinds of questions out there surrounding the child tax credit, which is why we have two experts in today, Scott Braddock from Scott Braddock Financial, Ryan Dodson from Liberty Tax Services. You can get your question answered by getting that question to our experts. You text that question. The number is 336-379-5775. And remember, this is a text only, so please don't call. All right, first and foremost, let's just figure out how much we're talking about when it comes to the total amount of payments. So Scott, let's take a look at that because it depends on the kids' ages.
That's correct. You know, this is an increase from the normal $2,000 child tax credit. That's why it's called the enhanced tax credit. So if you have a child younger than 6 years of age, it's been bumped up to $3,600. If your child is between 6 and 17, they're going to receive $3,000. So the $3,600 is going to start paying out at $300 a month, and those receiving the $3,000, that's going to pay out at $250 a month.
Okay, and those payments are slated to begin on July the 15th. That is the first payday. Now, Ryan, the first question that we got already was, will parents have to pay the child's tax credits back?
No, you do not have to pay it back. You're going to get this credit as, you get half of the credits between now and this, or between July and December. And so while it may reduce your refund a little bit, in the upcoming, when you file your tax return, you're still going to get more back once you include the advance and the extra amount that you get when, come filing tax returns. So.
Okay, so this is something that every parent would be doing on their taxes. This is a tax credit. You're just getting the advance payment beforehand. Ryan, there was a question from someone who said, well, what about if I make too much money?
Well, depending upon how much you make depends upon whether or not you qualify for the enhanced child tax credit. So if you're single and you earn more than $80,000, you do not qualify for the enhanced child tax credit. You just get the regular child tax credit of $2,000. Same thing for families. If you're married filing jointly, it's $160,000. However, you're still going to get the child tax credit as long as you earn less than $400,000 if you're married. So, the vast majority of us, you got to earn a lot of money not to get the enhanced child tax credit. So the vast majority of us are going to get $3,000 or $6,000.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so let's take a look at the actual schedule, the payment schedule for the advance payments of the child tax credit, because it does begin on July 15th, and it is every single month on the 15th until the end of the year, except for, of course, in August, because the 15th is on a weekend, so they're paying you early on the August date. All right, with that said, Scott, this person is saying, you know what, I think I might want to opt out of that child tax credit. How do I do that?
Well, there are quite a few folks that are looking at this and thinking, I really enjoy receiving that larger refund after I file my taxes. And I really think I'd like to opt out of this. So what's happening is they are setting up a portal. They're setting up a number of portals, actually, but there will be one specifically for those folks that would like to opt out. Another reason that I've seen folks wanting to opt out, and it makes good sense, is they know that their status has changed and they don't want to have to pay back this child tax credit when they do, in fact, file their taxes next year. Okay.
Following up on that, speaking of, you were talking about the portals, there is a non-filer tax portal. And Ryan, this person is asking, I don't file a tax return. I got custody of a child in the later part of last year. So how do I go about getting that tax credit?
So earlier this week, the IRS opened up a different portal. This portal is just for folks who do not regularly file a tax return. It's called the Nonfiler tax portal for the child tax credit. You can go on the IRS website, go to that, put your information in, and put in like your name, your social security number, and also your direct deposit information, and they'll start sending you those advance credits, even though you have not filed a tax return.
All right, then the next question they're asking is, what if I need to update my bank info?
You can do that at that same portal. where you can update your status so you can, and that happens. So you can update all of your information, including your banking information, and that does happen. We change banks, our marital status changes, and maybe the other spouse is the one that's going to be caring for that child. So we want to make sure that the payment goes to them and the status is updated, so we don't have to pay back that refund or have it go to the wrong account.
Right, we don't want any of those things to happen. All right, we've got a couple more questions coming up, but we are going to take a break really quickly, and we will be right back with you with your text questions.